Hello, welcome back to Dimension Magic Gaming YouTube channel. I'm Bobby, and I'm here with Andrew,
Hey guys.
and we are here to review the new Green Gotenks support that's coming out in July in the next round of tournament pack kits. So if you go to locals starting in July, the Green Gotenks support is 2 of the 8 cards you might be able to pull out of your packs. So I'm going to go through these 2 with Mr. Klinger and see if we think this helps Gotenks, if it brings it back, or if it's cute but not enough. So the first card we have is a 3-drop SS Sun Goten and SS Trunks Partners, 15k, 5k combo power. Klinger, you want to walk us through this one?
Yeah. So what this is going to do is going to enable you to make more Gotenks tokens when you fuse. So it has a limit 1 when your leader's green Gotenks, sure. When it's placed on the drop by a union skill, you play a ghost token with 15k power in rest mode, just like your leader's already doing. But this one gains barrier until the end of your opponent's turn. So now when you fuse, you're going to get 2 tokens, one that you can use as extra combo power with the leader skill on your turn, and then this barrier one you can hopefully use on your opponent's turn, or you can do some other shenanigans with it. And also, it has a limit 1 auto when it's removed from your Z energy area by your Z leader skill. Your leader also gets another +5. So it's going to help a little bit in that double strike for game with a Z leader or defense play that you need to have with that. Very good tool. I would say I give this one like about an A+. I mean, it's definitely nice. Gives you some options on what you're doing with your fusion rather than just doing the standard Trunks bonds of friendship plus whatever. So yeah, I like it.
Okay, so that's good. That's a good one. Now we have another card. We have a Z extra card. I don't know if I want to take a stab at this pronunciation, but
Panpakapan.
Panpakapan. Yeah, Panpakapan. It's very exciting. So this is a Z extra that's 1 green and 1 Z energy, and you can summarize this one for us.
Yep. So when it's played, you're going to look at top 7 for any Gotenks card, and then shuffle your deck, of course. And then if you added a card, you have to discard a card from your hand. Apparently, drawing just one card is too good. That's unfortunate. But and then the important part of this card now here is when you play an 8-drop Gotenks any color with a union skill, your opponent discards 2. So you do have to remove this from the game as well. So you can't just keep doing it for free. At first glance, I personally have never played an 8-drop Gotenks in all my years of playing Gotenks. So I'm, looking into it. I can see its potential later game scenarios where it could be useful for sure. It's probably worth a slot, but I'm not forcing this out on turn 1 or anything. I don't think. And yeah, I wish it was more. I wish it was better. If it was
Yeah.
the hard +1 draw, I'd like it a lot, But Kamehameha still, Mighty Blast always brings a lot of value too. So I don't know if you're gonna have the time to play it early, and I don't think it's really worth playing early either. So give this about, right now, without testing it, like a D.
Okay, so these 2 cards, in theory, are printed to solve problems that the deck has. Do you think that, I guess, Gotenks has problems that prevent it from being really meta relevant, and B would be, do these cards solve that issue for it?
Sure, yeah. So the main problems with Gotenks is that your best card costs 2 energy. Um, you can do the same kind of card in Vegito for 1 energy. The Grim Reaper, Grim Reaper's still a little bit better, of course, but you're essentially the same thing. And you're energy starved, really. And so neither of those fix that. You're also a little reliant on a Unison in deck. My dream promo card would be a Z Unison that reduces the fusion cards by 1 generic. I think that would make all your 1 drops still 1, but your Grim Reaper would then only be 1/1. So that would be like the dream promo. Neither of those do it. The fusion target is a nice little juice, but it's going to just make it just a little bit better. I still think it's probably in the same tier list area.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a ton of decks currently that are meta relevant that are relying on unisons to come from within the deck. Most of the unisons we
Mhm.
see now are being played from the Z deck, so
Oh yeah,
That being said,
definitely.
we can hop into a sample deck list, and you can kind of walk us through some of your decision making here.
Yeah. So deck list is 55 total cards. I would like it to be a little bit lower. It's just kind of hard with all these new additional pieces you're playing because of the new support, as well as some other new cards that have came out since in the last few sets. You're playing the 1-drop Goku, great cantrip. Play turn 1, add a 6 or less Gotenks. If it lives the next turn on your awakened turn, you untap 1. You can pay the 1 and then go add 2 targets, fusion targets from your deck. So that's great. With the fusion targets, you're still playing the 2 trunks because you're still playing unisons in your deck, and to add that extra +1 card every time, every fusion is really sweet when that happens. And I still think you play for the most recent kind of uh, dual name card support or whatever, because you can just free combo with that from your drop area on any of your Gotenks cards once per turn. So that card is still really great. And then the new one, I'm saying 9 fusion targets as like probably about the minimum you'd want to go. Um, but just because I wanted the deck to be smaller so I can find that unison early. This one still really good. I think you're actually going to be a little bit like, hey, do I need the 5K boost from the other dual name on my leader this turn, or do I prefer trying to find a unison, or do I prefer? I think pretty much always you're going to make that second ghost token though, because that's going to be an extra 5K power on defense potentially. Then we're going into Gotenks pieces or the actual Gotenks names. You still play for the fatty. Their turn 2 unison into this guy is just a really great awakening turn, and I think that you still want to fuse every single turn, and not having to spend energy on it is really really nice. I wish we kind of had another one like this. And then he adds the pieces back to your hand. So you just go. I mean, if you find off of the trunks, you go even in hand. If not, you kill something and you make tokens and stuff. So like, still really good. I am adding 2 of the 3 drops in. There are turns I've found where you don't want to tap 2 for a fusion, but you still want to fuse. I think this works great. And now with the additional token, it doesn't feel bad to pop your previously only existing token to draw an extra card and KO any card, not ignoring barrier, or remove a unison marker. So now it's play this for 1, make 2 tokens, draw 2 cards, KO something typically. So still a pretty good card. Grim Reaper, one of the greatest cards in the game for a while. Kill, draw a bunch, add your pieces back when it's removed. It's great. I am gonna, try out a little bit of this blue 8 drop because I think the green one's pretty trash because it's got so much energy requirements. But this one, at least, it's somewhat feasible, especially if you need that 1 energy back for defense. But this is going to be my 8 drop target for the extra. I mean, maybe I like it and I bump up the numbers, but right now, without much testing, I think just 1 for now. And if I see it later in the game, I'll do it. Unison finds your pieces. Really great card, especially because you can find them from the drop area too. So like you thin out your deck of all the pieces, and then now you're just drawing gas instead of like a typical Gotenks hand is like all fusion materials and Gotenks cards. So usually you're like, where are my other cards? So to get all your deck out and thinned out with this guy is really nice. I wish the minus is not as good as the older Vegito used to be, but the +1 is good enough, and unisons don't really live to that anymore anyway. So
Yeah.
here, and then the unison negates and counterplay. Obviously, it's green, and we're tapping 2 for our best card, so we kind of need dormant. Freezes obvious must. Negates. So we got 3 uneasing. It's just the floodgate effect on it is pretty meh. I mean, you're still gonna die when you're gonna die underneath it. Like early games or in the early game, it is pretty solid because they don't want to trade that extra card. But later game, they're still just gonna push through it. So not the best card ever, but it's pretty good. And then 3 token negates. It's free. That's awesome. The blocker usually doesn't matter. Boo Boo Volleyball. So here you'll see we're running a super combo split of this Trunks and this Paragus. I would run 4 Paragus, but because of Boo Boo Volleyball, and even when the Grim Reaper of Justice dies or gets removed, you can add any Trunks Youth. Same with the Boo Boo Volleyball. You discard a card, you negate with this, you add any Trunks and any Goten with 15k power from your drop area to your hand. So you can essentially cycle your super combos, which is one of the perks of running this deck. It's just Paragus is really good, so I haven't done the split. Like I haven't practiced like 4 trunks a whole lot, but I could see where you kind of want to do that though. Like so that's basically a 0 cards out of your hand negate. So it's really nice. Cost 1 though, but cycling super combos. So that's really good.
Hard to do now.
Um,
They've limited that in most decks.
yeah, yeah, they forgot about this one. Ha. Let's not talk about Android 21. Okay. Um, and now we have some newer cards that really work well with the tokens. So this Trunks TP removes markers for each token you have when this is played. Um,
Oh, that is a good
so
synergy.
yeah, so now if you fuse and then play this will make a token. You'll have 2 tokens in play from the new promo. So that's 3 markers for 1. So you don't need the SGR anymore. Instead of SGR, you're playing a double strike 25k. Hopefully,
Hmm.
some colors can clear the units or the marker or the token, but now that since we have a barrier token, you can swing into dormant with this actually, and you'd still have a double strike because your token would have barrier. So that's really nice play, honestly. The new Gohan, you're every turn you're going to be removing a token from play, so that's going to trigger the limit 1 on this Gohan to stand. So I mean, if they don't deal with this right first thing, it's going to be able to block twice even because you could essentially block with it. Well, it'll probably pass turn, but you could essentially, there's a world where you could block twice with it by removing your barrier token. But yeah, or he's going to swing twice if they don't kill it right away. So
Yeah.
great card to add to the deck in these recent sets. 3 solidarity, barrier removal. Of course, it's green. Secret ID, the most consistent overwhelm in the game. And then the secret rare, Cell Max is what I had been playing in the past. There's a lot of choices here. Cell Xeno makes a lot of sense. You're playing 6-drop Reapers, but sometimes doing that math is a little tough. You could change up like the Goku's to Fate Rivals or something like that too, but um, this could be a lot of things. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's Purunga because you're already trying to tap 2 for Reaper. Add another 2 for Purunga sounds a little bit excessive or a little hard to get, but um, it could even be Peace Resolution as well. I mean, yeah, we have a double strike on our Z lead, but what if we actually just swung triple strike,
The
So, yeah,
classic green problem. There's so many to play.
there's so many just slightly above average secret rares. You don't know which one we're on. All right, now into the Z deck. You do definitely want more than one Z leader. Yes, of course, it's great for the double strike for game, but there's a lot of games where you have to use it defensively because you get the extra 15k, now extra 20k combo boost using the actual battle on it because of the new promo. So 1 energy, 20k combo on defense can be quite good. So I would definitely like more than one. Trying out just the one Panpakapan. Like I said, because I'm just not a huge fan of it. I don't, think it's all too fantastic, but maybe it will be one day. Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with a new A drop. 2 Bardocks help, Father's help. That's just a great unison for green when you're under a floodgate or the game's getting long. I mean, just keep drawing and making blockers. It's great. Dr. Gero, you do awaken down to 6 life. You can get stalled out at 6. This is a great card to have in your arsenal to go down to 5. Use your token negates to go down to 4 to start super comboing. Mighty Blast, green staple. Broly, green staple. Bojack, because I have Cellmax. Great card just to burn a life at the end too. And then Piccolo power up because he needs bond 3 to dual attack. You are playing 2 tokens a turn, so this is by himself. And if you fusioned, that would be bond 4, I guess. But unfortunately, his bond 5 does need green battle cards, so your tokens won't count towards the barrier removal on him. But still, just a great card just to have too. 20k dual attack for 1's not too bad. Yeah, and
Okay.
that's kind of the primer for the new promos and where I'm at with the deck right now.
So the last round of promos that we're playing with right now from April through June, they gave us stuff like Frieza Swap. Um, it seems like some of these TPs are actually going to make a difference. Do you think that these TPs put Gotenks up there with kind of the green decks we saw top at Nats, like Cell, Green Gohan still topped, May topped? Do you think this returns it to prominence, or still just kind of a fun locals deck?
You're just rubbing salt in the wound, aren't you? Yeah, I
Sure.
know. Yeah, Vegito didn't top. I'm sorry. I think that this is still going to be worse than all of those. I mean, mine's a little bit like more just like an aggro special, um, whereas like Gohan and Vegito, they're kind of like, us green decks. We want to use the King Cold negates. We want to use all of our like 3 different floodgates, and we want to kind of like make it to the later game. This doesn't have King Cold. I don't necessarily think it is as strong because of that. Like, there's no free field. King Cold's a great card. And so it's like it's B tier where those decks are maybe A tier, And so it's just like, I would put this behind Go Bros. I'd put it behind Vegito. I'd put it behind, Turtle School. I'd put it behind, yeah, it's probably
Oh
right there
man.
around like, I know, it's top 10 best Green Saiyan,
There we
but
go.
it's not top 5.
Okay. Well, these promos don't come out until July, so you have plenty of time to tinker with a list. We're encouraging all of you to get out there, test this out, find Petrillo on Untap, and give him a hard time with these cards and see if you can take them down. So I want to thank Andrew for joining me, and we'll catch you next time on the channel. Thanks for watching.